Damien Paletta in Washington as well. Good morning, Damien.
Good morning, how are you?
Very well. Now, just look, you're laying down quite a different strategy that the White House is taking this time around in terms of negotiating with the House Republicans on a deal that would hopefully avert this impending disaster. Tell us a little bit about the strategy they're taking now.
That's right. During the debt ceiling debate last year, the White House really let themselves get boxed in, and they essentially negotiated in private one-on-one with House Speaker Boehner. When those talks, fell apart at the last minute, they really had to scramble to, get a deal together to fix so they could raise the debt ceiling, and they were really at the mercy of House Republicans. This time, they feel like they have a lot more leverage from the election, so they're going to try to build this ground game, almost like a political campaign. Bring in CEOs, bring in labor leaders, bring in civic leaders. The president's going to go on the road and give some speeches about this, what he believes is a need to raise taxes on the wealthy as part of any deal. So They're going to be doing a lot more, salesmanship and a lot more, external work than they did last time.
Right. We've got a list there of his schedule of meetings in relation to this. Labor leaders on Tuesday, corporate CEOs Wednesday, then congressional leaders again on Friday. So, a big whistle-stop tour there. Damien, the thing is, though, that strikes me about this is are there risks in this as well, though? I mean, how much compromise can you give if you're being so public about your possessions? And at some point, one imagines that both sides do have to compromise.
That's right, and especially because the president has tried to make clear that he's open to outside ideas. He's meeting with all these outside groups. He could get bombarded with ideas. They really don't have that much time to figure this out, 6 to 7 weeks. And there's a lot of Thanksgiving break. The president's going to Asia next week, so they don't have that much time to figure this out. I think the president's going to try to do the best he can to appear to be open to ideas, but there's going to come a point where they're going to have to sit down with a pen and paper and sketch something out.
So this is actually a fact-finding mission sort of thing, trying to gauge what the public temperature is, rather than a salesman effort. Where does it stand? What is the goal of all of this in that sense?
I think it's two things. One, he's gonna try to present the White House as having a new open door policy in his second term. He wants business leaders to feel like they're at the table, labor leaders as well. And that way he can sort of solicit ideas and make people feel like they're having input. Then when he has his own idea and maybe he incorporates a few of their plans, he says, hey, I got some of the stuff you want in here. I need your help getting this across the finish line. Call your congressman, call your Rotary clubs, whatever. Let's try to get this done. So that's kind of what the game they're trying to build right now.
Right. I think we have a screen that will show us here the savings that are projected under the White House plan. Limits and tax breaks worth $991 billion and marginal tax rate increases of $442 billion. Still a long way to go, in fact, to deal with the long-term fiscal challenges, as everybody knows. But there is a view, and it came through in your story, that the House Republicans are signaling, if subtly, sort of a more open posture toward tax increases for the wealthy. Tell us a little bit about that.
That's right. I mean, the goal line has kind of moved since the election. Previously, especially with Romney as their standard bearer, they had said, we don't want any new taxes to be part of a deficit reduction plan. We really just need spending cuts, changes to entitlement programs. Now, just in the past few days, they're saying, okay, we'll accept some new revenue as part of a deal, but we're not going to let you raise tax rates. In other words, we'll give you new revenue if you cut deductions, limit tax breaks, that sort of thing, but we're not going to let you raise tax rates on the wealthy. So that's kind of the new issue. The White House does want to raise tax rates on the wealthy, so that's what a lot of the focus is right now, is on whether or not they should raise tax rates, even if they do raise tax revenue through cutting deductions.
Right, but I mean, how would that revenue increase, that would be targeted at wealthier people, but the deductions that they would go for would now perhaps be more inclined to be taken away from people at the higher end of the income bracket, or are they still talking about broad?
That's right. I mean, I think that's what Republicans are talking about, and it's actually similar to the idea that Mitt Romney had when he was running for president. You can put a cap on the deductions that wealthier folks can claim. Maybe people that earn a certain amount of money can't claim as much charitable contributions. Maybe they don't get the mortgage interest deduction, that sort of thing. So, that does raise revenue. I don't think it raises quite as much as the White House wants, but it would be one option if they, wanted to put taxes on the table without raising tax rates.
All right, Damien, thank you very much. Appreciate that fascinating story. Of course, this is going to build and build over the next few months, 2 months as it is until it all ends.